Sumit. Sweet, 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 sweet. Hi, everyone. I'm Soraya Rhea, and thanks for tuning in for my review of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 1, Episode 7. And yeah, so wow, we're 7 episodes in already. So at this point, almost all, well, no, not even all of our like Americans have migrated to their new country yet. Because in this episode, Laura just heads to Qatar, and Devin is now the last one, right? Yeah, I think she's the last one left on American soil. However, I guess it's a little bit different with her because Jihoon's family and Jihoon are presently with her in Las Vegas. So, she's at least with her new prospective family. It's just that she's not in the foreign country yet. So so we're almost there. We're almost experiencing all of the Americans in their new surrounding, in their new country, with their new culture. So all right, so let's get right into it. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to add, in the spirit of internationalness, I'm trying to like bring in all different types of international things that I just may have, whatever. So I was like, oh, I forgot I had my Ciao Ciao tea from Italia. Like the Coca-Cola sign. Yes, I got that when I visited Italy while my sister was studying abroad in Italy in college. Anyway, so first, we have Laura and Aladdin. Okay, so we're not blessed with Aladdin's presence in this episode. Actually, we only see him once through a FaceTime conversation, and it's a little grainy, so it's not very clear. So we weren't able to see Aladdin and his Aladdin ness. We weren't blessed this episode. So the main thing that happens with Laura and Aladdin is that it's like an extended goodbye between Laura and her son. What is his name? And he's broken up. I mean, they're broken up. They're both broken up. I mean, they both are like balling. She's balling in her interview. He's balling when he drops her off at the airport. He says it feels like he's losing his right hand, when she walks off. And so it is kind of sad. That is sad. I mean, yeah, he's an adult, but a very young adult. He's like 21. And to just separate, like, kind of for an extended period of time, or to the point where you actually don't even know when your mom's gonna move back, or she may never even move back. That's I can feel that's heartbreaking for him. So I feel really bad for him. But he basically tells his mom all of the concerns that he has. He's very concerned about her moving to Qatar, and the differences that are there for women, and he's concerned for her safety. He's also concerned for her just in her relationship alone. He kind of basically says that his mom is, well, not that she's like a hothead, but like he kind of says like she's not easy to get along with sometimes, or even very easy to live with, because he's lived with her all his life. So and she was kind of surprised by his response. Whatever. So he's concerned about that. And then of course, his concern also is simply because he does not know this man. He does not know Aladdin. He's never met him. Yeah, he may have FaceTime with him a few times, but that is not knowing somebody at all. And of course, he does not have any kind of intimate or even close relationship with this guy, or even his own personal relationship with him. So he cannot, that has got to be very difficult. His mom, Laura, basically says that she hopes that he will have a change of heart and be fully supportive of her relationship, which I don't really know how you can expect him to be that way without him really knowing this guy. And then of course this is you also moving to another part of the world. So but she then says that she hopes that he will have a change of heart and then come to their planned 3-day wedding ceremony in Tunisia. I think in the last episode I said that I didn't think that they were going to have another big ceremony. Well, I guess I stand corrected, because they are. And I guess this is one of the reasons why Laura keeps calling him her fiance, because she just keeps saying that it was just on paper, and it's the real big ceremony in Tunisia that's really gonna solidify their marriage. Now, in my opinion, no, you are married. You are legitimately married. That is exactly why you did what you did, so that you could spend time with him physically and in the same room in Qatar. Like, you're married for real, for real. And like I said, homeboy is wearing his ring and calling you his wife. But but she's definitely looking forward to this big cultural ceremony, Tunisian cultural ceremony, in Tunisia. Laura does talk about how Aladdin blocks her, and she is not happy about that. But then finally she realizes one day that she was unblocked, so then she texted him right away and then got back in contact with him. And I guess the thing that led up to him blocking her was her persistence about asking about some girl that she must see commenting on his pictures and stuff, and on his social media, whatever, and she's not happy with that. I don't know if this is a woman that's in Qatar. I don't know if this is a friend of his, whatever. There's no explanation, but she just says that she's concerned about this woman who was all over his social media. So then cut to the FaceTime conversation that she's having with Aladdin, and she basically is boohoo crying, talking about, do you love me? Do you love me? And he tells her that's a stupid, practically offensive question to even ask. How dare you ask that? That's crazy. That you would ask him, that you would question his love for his love for her. But she's like, but I need to know. Now, look, I get it. I get it. I guess when it's such a defensive response. How dare you ask me that question? But perhaps if Laura said, Aladdin, when you do this, I don't feel loved by you. So please reassure me of your love. Like maybe that would have helped. He could have still responded the way he did, but and then of course he's like, stop crying, baby. Okay, I love you. And then she's like, okay. Anyway, then we see Laura go bye-bye on the airplane. So next episode, she will be in Qatar, and we'll see how that goes. All right, next we have Suman and Jenny. Not a lot going on with Suman and Jenny, but let me tell you, okay? Suman, I think right now, Suman has got my award for best fiancé on this season, okay? On this series. Like, Suman, why? Because Suman washed Jenny's hair. Now, it's not because I think that, washing hair is just so, like, romantic and whatever. No, I much prefer doing it myself, But what the issue is that Jenny is getting ready to take a shower, and she realizes that the hot water is not, flowing, and it's basically just cold water. So that, of course, happens from time to time, which I would just say this. Look, when it comes to hot showers, not even warm showers. Here in America, we are totally spoiled with, like, straight up hot showers. Like, there is, like, no, I'm not saying no, but I've just never not had access to hot showers, but when I leave this country, like, I pretty much have to put it in my mind that even maybe taking a warm shower could be, what I would have access to, but like, I cannot, like, I just already have it in my mind. Like, it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to be the same. And yes, some places it will be just straight up cold water. Hot water for showering is a total and complete luxury. But anyway, so she's just like, what's like, well, then we have to take our little bucket baths because, the hot water is not flowing, and she doesn't want to just bathe with the cold water, just flowing down on her body. Fine, get that. So I'm thinking, so she tells Suman to bring the hot water. So Suman is boiling the hot water on the stove, and then he brings, the pot to her. So I'm thinking he's just gonna bring her the pot, give it to her, and drop it off. No. Homeboy stays and helps with the, the little funnel, the little pitcher, and he stays there to pour the water over Jenny's hair and helps homegirl rinse her hair out and everything. Like, I was like, look, even if they just did it for the cameras, sweet. And he did not look bothered. He just looked like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm helping her. This is what she needs, and I am here to serve my woman. Suman, sweet, 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 sweet. I just thought it was so sweet. Jenny just acted like, yup, and this is what I need. So, I see you, Jenny. I see you. Yes, you got a good thing there. But while that was a really great thing that Sumit did, their next scene is with Sumit admitting to Jenny a secret that he's had, which clearly has not really been a secret, because to me, if you're not getting up, so the secret is that he has quit his job. He has left his job. And his reasoning, or the only reason he gives us at the moment, is that he quit his job so he could spend more time with Jenny. Now, she acts surprised, but I don't really get the surprise, because if he's not waking up each morning to go to work, and unless you are just there day 2 or day 3, if she's been there for like at least several days or maybe a couple weeks or whatever, like if he's not getting up and going to work, then something's up, right? Okay, so you knew. So Jenny's concerned, and she wished that Sumit would have consulted with her first and talked to her about it, because and included her on the decision, because she's like, where are we going to get money? Like, how are we going to pay our bills? I cannot work now, so I cannot contribute to the household. So, the question is, how is this going to work? She has about 6 months of savings, with her little 6K that she's got, even though, your rent, wasn't the rent like $300? So that's a little bit more than 6 months, Jenny. And, although she might be considering like, food and then maybe electricity and whatever other bills that they may have. But my thing is, so does Sumit like have no money saved up? So like once that cash flow from his job completely stops, or has stopped at this point, then y'all literally have your 6K and that is it. Yes, that would definitely be concerning to me. So I'm wondering, why did Sumit actually like leave his job? The only thing I can wonder, but I don't think it's a strong theory, but the thing that I thought of first was, I was like, I wonder if it has anything to do with him feeling like afraid of being caught. Because remember he said that he told his parents that he got a new job, and that therefore he had to leave, like that's why he had to move out of his parents' house. Yeah, so okay, maybe that might be a good theory. So if he was still going to the same job, and if people know and then know his parents, and they'd be like, Suman's still working here, so no. So maybe that was part of his ploy, to really throw them off and be like, oh no, he really did leave this job. And then, unless somebody were to actually follow up with where he is now, or where his new job is. But I do also remember him saying something like, maybe there are people even around where they live right now, him and Jenny, that do know him. So therefore, it still very well may get back to his parents. Look, Sumit is just buying his time. Bruh, you gotta come clean. You gotta come clean. Be a man. Be a 30-year-old man. And let your parents know. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm definitely not saying or suggesting it's easy. But, you gotta let them know. Anyway, so that's Sumit and Jenny. All right. Now moving on to Devin and Jihoon. Oh, excuse me. Devin and Jihoon. All right. So Devin says something. Oh gosh. All right. Let me just be myself for a second. Devin says something. I know that they're probably fed lines. They're probably fed a lot of lines from the producers. But sometimes the whole like, oh, but this is my culture, that's my culture thing. I'm just like, please shut up. Stop. Devin says this thing, in Korean culture, the role of the housewife, in Korean culture, the role of the housewife is to cook and clean and to maintain a good house environment in Korean culture. So I want to cook breakfast, an American breakfast for Jihoon's parents, so they can see that I can really be a good wife for the Korean culture. And so yeah, for the Korean culture, and that's what it means to be a good housewife. I'm just curious. Like in American culture, what does it mean to be a good housewife in American culture? I'm just wondering. Anyway, so Devin is cooking breakfast. She's making scrambled eggs that look like soup, bacon, and then like something that she calls bread, but I'm pretty sure they're like Pillsbury, like cinnamon rolls or something that you just pull out of the can and that you slice and then just place down, but she calls it bread. And so Jihoon's parents just seem really nice and helpful. Her Jihoon's dad is off playing and caring for Drusilla very kindly, holding her and playing with her and all of that, smiling. I mean, just lovely. And then Jihoon's mom gets right involved and starts helping out with the cooking, and so she kind of like starts flipping the bacon or whatever. And Devin basically says like, why is she helping? Like, I want to do it myself because I have to prove to them that I can be a good housewife for the Korean culture. And so like he kind of then tells his mom like, she wants to do it herself, like, so, and then the mom is like, well, what should I do? I mean, it's just normal for her to want to help. And I feel like Devin is adding stress to herself by like thinking that she has to prove all of this stuff, when I feel like his parents are, I'm not saying that they don't care or that they are not trying to see like, okay, is this going to work out? But they're helping, they're being involved. They have come to America to visit you. I think that's enough evidence that they're not about to kick you out. I mean, you're not going to get the like, I don't know, princess welcome or something, because this was like an accident. Oops, we're pregnant now, so like we just got to make this work. This is something that you just fell into. So I don't know if she expects a more direct, like, we love you, we think you're gonna be great for this family, could not have thought of anybody better for our son. That's not gonna happen. I don't think Devin's ever gonna get that. And I just feel like they are right there, just already involved. You're pregnant with their grandchild. I don't think they're going anywhere. And I don't think you're getting the boot. I think they're keeping it real. While they're sitting down and eating breakfast, Jihoon's mom basically tells Jihoon that he needs to learn English because that translator app thing is not good enough. So again, keeping it really real. But anyway, let me just go back a little bit. So while they're cooking breakfast, I guess she asks, what do they typically eat for breakfast? And, they were just like rice, tofu, and kimchi soup. And I was like, oh, yes. So, somebody get her out of the kitchen and get Jihoon's parents in and make that Korean breakfast. But, she wanted to give them the American breakfast. And, they kind of was looking like, what is this? And I guess Jihoon's mom pulled the bacon off of the stove before it was cooked because it definitely so totally looked raw. But they were eating it anyway, and Devin definitely did that thing like, I guess that's how they do it in Korea. That's not how we do it in America. But whatever. Hopefully they didn't get sick. I don't want to talk about 90 Day Kids. I really don't. Outside of saying like, they're so cute, or they're so adorable, or look at that funny thing that they just did. The main thing that I say about 90 Day Kids is that I am just disturbed when they're on the show and when they call the spouse, fiancé, daddy before even meeting them, or just upon meeting them, or whatever. do not want to say anything about Drusilla. I don't. But, okay. She is sitting on the counter with her diaper. Just right, like, you know, she's not wearing shorts or anything. So it's just like the diaper on the counter, bare feet. And then she starts eating the eggs with her hands and basically double dipping, you know, in, eat, slop, in, eat, slop, you know, and that's like where they're supposed to eat from, everybody. And then at one point, I actually did think it was funny. Jihoon's dad must have helped her. I don't think she did that herself. But like at one point she had a bunch of chopsticks in her toes. And then Jihoon says to Devin that Drusilla needs some manners. And Devin just says, she has manners. She says please and thank you. All right, that's it. That's all I'll say. Moving on. Ronald and Tiffany. So Ronald, one thing I will say, Ronald is wearing a shirt. And it looks like it's like the hand-shaped letters from like a signed language alphabet. The only one I recognized is the letter R, and then the other one looks like this. So I don't know if this represents a letter, perhaps in South African Sign Language. I don't know. And then the last one, I can't remember what the hand shape looked like, but I didn't recognize those two as particular letters, but I just definitely recognize that. So I'm just curious what that shirt means, Ronald. And do you know what it means, Ronald? Do you work with the deaf community, or you just thought it was a cool shirt? Anyway, just interested. So Tiffany and Ronald have their bachelor and bachelorette parties coming up. And Tiffany is, of course, very concerned because she does not want Ronald to drink and get strippers and do anything like that. So she tells him, she lets him know. His best friend comes over and reassures everybody. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. We're going to be on our best behavior. Everything's going to be fine. And they definitely cut to Ronald's mom, and she does not look convinced at all. But yeah, so, Tiffany makes a point to specifically say that she also does not want cash to be used. She wants to track his spending. So he needs to use cash with anything so that she knows what was bought. And, you know, if he used credit, then she would be able to know whether or not he went to a casino or not. Which, okay. My thing is, I think it would probably be better if you just use like the tracking device on the phones or whatever. Can't you do that? The GPS tracking device? Because what if he just used his credit card at certain places and then used cash other places? I mean, you cannot tell, right? So anyway, best friend reassures them, nope. Everything's going to be kosher fun. Everything's going to be fine. And then get to the bachelor party, and all of his promises have gone down the drain. They take him to a bar. He drinks a lot. He basically gets drunk. Okay, really gross. And then the stripper comes out, very pale, just sleazy looking stripper. The whole thing is just sleaze. But look, this is what some people view as fun. And if it's not that, it's not fun. Like, it's not, I guess there's no other way to have fun. Like, it has to be overconsumption of alcohol to the point of, inebriation. And then, of course, you gotta get, a sleazy stripper to come and, like, dance upon you very oddly, and then it's fun. So, yeah. So it doesn't look like he went to a casino or anything, but, 2 out of the 3 things were completely, were done, that Tiffany asked to not do, that Tiffany asked him not to do. Now Tiffany, on the other hand, has a very appropriate and low-key bachelorette party thrown by Ronald's family members and friends, female family members and friends. And, she even gets a massage with Ronald's best friend's wife, there, and and that's it. I mean, I can imagine how bittersweet that is for her, because none of her family is there, none of her friends are there, so she's just kind of celebrating, yes, getting excited to marry the love of her life, but then she doesn't get to celebrate with anybody that she knows. So I feel like that's just really bittersweet for her. Anyway, lastly, we'll just wrap it up with Paul and Karini. Now, Karini is actually not on this episode because the segment was just one quick segment with Paul and a lawyer there in Brazil. Basically, was just explaining, the lawyer explained to Paul that the reason why his residence application or visa, whatever, was denied was because of this particular terrorist charge. And the thing is that, I guess, Paul's misdemeanor that he got in Kentucky was, it's considered, or the charge, it's under the category of terroristic threat. And the threat was just that he wanted to slash the tires of his former girlfriend's alleged cheater person. And now it's not clear as to whether or not he actually did it and carried out the threat, but he made this threat, so he was charged with that. And so I guess because it's labeled as terroristic threat, I guess those words are there. Now, I don't know if they then realize that the actual charge or the category is misdemeanor, but I guess whoever in Brazil, officials, whatever, saw a terroristic threat, they are assuming that it's terrorism, he's a terrorist, so denied. The only thing I wonder, I'm like, wait, so do they not have, like, people that interpret and truly understand fully the laws? I understand, like, it's kind of something that was lost in translation kind of thing, but anyway, whatever. So, Paul even makes it a point that he could understand if he was denied, based on his arson charge, which I was like, yeah, you're right, Paul, you're right. Yup. Your arson charge was definitely way more threatening and concerning than the his misdemeanor, than the threat of slashing someone's tires. Although, Paul, remember, you only burned your own property. So, well, that's basically it. That's all that happened in this episode. Let me know what you think. Why do you think that Sumit quit his job? What are your theories? And also, what do you think about, do you think that Devin is good? You think that she's good, or is that she's working unnecessarily to be proved worthy of her new Korean family? Anyway, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. And then like this video if you like the content. And then subscribe so that you know whenever I am uploading one of my new videos. And then, of course, please share this video with anyone who's as crazy for 90 Day Fiancé as I am, and we can keep the conversation going in the comments, and we'll see what happens next week. I'm actually really excited to see Laura in Qatar, and then, of course, so we can see Aladdin again. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.